TR Remsen EP came about as a personal project that I wanted to show people that I could play various kinds of music, from folk rock music to classic rock to modern rock music. I also wanted to show people that I can adapt and be different and be interesting and unique. The first song on my CD is Experiment 084. It's a instrumental track that fuses the folk rock sound of harmonica music to modern rock instrumentals with the guitar, drums, and bass tracks. In this particular track from the CD, I want to show people that I have a very open and can adapt pretty easily to different kinds of musical styles, not necessarily just folk music or rock music or even blues music. I feel that with this particular track, I was able to really open and express myself in a very non-pressured way, especially with the particular music that people know me for and have seen me perform at open mics and charity events and other various gigs. The second track on my CD is Maniac on the Highway, which again was a kind of diving into the modern rock, teetering also on the hard rock edge of music that I listen to today, especially from today's independent artists. I felt with this song I wanted to again show people that I do have many different sides to the styles of music that I can play. And with the help of Frank Palangi, who besides producing the CD also played guitar and bass, drums, and other instrumentals on this particular CD, was able to kind of resurrect this song from the ashes. Because originally this song, I wanted to have a certain feeling with it, but I just could not seem to finish it for whatever reason. So with Frank's help, he was able to break down and rebuild the song into what it is today. And I feel that this particular song again shows that I can work not just in many different genres of music, but with different musicians who have different musical tastes, musical styles, and musical playing ability, besides playing the folk rock and blues music that I'm known to play at different gigs. Upstate Freedom was kind of a delving into personal experience as well as secondhand experience from individuals I've met over the last few years, especially when I was working on the Adirondack Musician Food Drive, which is a event that I organized in upstate New York. It tells different stories that are based on experience from my own personal experience from seeing people who needed assistance, who may have worked their lives or may have just lost their jobs and needed help from places like food pantries, soup kitchens, and other areas that might need help, as well as individuals who have been retired for many years who had to go back to work just to keep them living and surviving from day to day with these tough economic times that we are currently experiencing. I feel that this particular song hopefully can convey to the listener a story or at least an idea that these things are real and they are happening, and that people that are in need are always there and not just something you might see on the news periodically. Adirondack Christmas was a song that I originally had written lyrically and also instrumentally with a harmonica, but I also had the help of Corey Avon, who is a great upstate New York guitarist and singer who also is very active in the upstate New York independent music scene. Corey had a great way of adapting to the lyrics, the tone, and the feel that I wanted to convey in this particular song. Because I've always been a fan of different kinds of Christmas music, but I wanted to create my own that has a unique feeling in terms of the area that it originally was from, which is the Adirondacks, especially the Adirondack area where I live in upstate New York. But I also wanted to hopefully make it relative enough to people that they can say, okay, I've had a similar experience from seeing Santa in the park to hearing the bells of the local church play different music at Christmas time. This song, for me, was very personal, especially the fact that I love Christmas. And I wanted to show something that maybe didn't necessarily talk about the commercialization that a lot of Christmas and Christmas traditions seem to be today. I wanted to hopefully bring a feeling back to another time that things were simpler and that other ideas and other practices that maybe weren't so commercial, but also gave, especially in a child's view, more of a personal experience and touching experience that they'll hopefully remember. Corey was a pretty amazing musician and is a pretty amazing musician. He was able to create this great instrumental guitar and bass support that I could have personally, I don't think, have thought of. And he was able to do it in such a short period of time that I was amazed by his musical craftsmanship and how he was able to adapt to what I wanted to convey within the song. Pinecone Angel was a culmination of experience that I'd gained as a child with my grandmother. She was one of my major musical influences as well as personal influences on my life. She had taught me a great deal about how to cook and how to clean, how to support yourself in many different ways, and she also had a keen sense of when to cheer me up if I was sad, or to keep me entertained with things that weren't video game or TV related in life, and still taught me important life lessons that I still hold dear to this day. This song was kind of an homage to her in a way because of her positive influence and experience on my life, and that how I felt was a way that I could thank her, at least in some small sense, for all that she's done in my life. Thank you very much. This has been the video on TR Remsen EP, which is now available online through iTunes, Amazon, Napster, cdbaby.com, and other various online outlets.